Hello guys, Haste here. Today we're taking a little look at a game called Path of Exile. Some of you may have heard of it before. Path of Exile is an online action RPG in the style of games such as Diablo, Torchlight or Titan Quest. This dungeon crawler is, as I said, online only, will be free to play and is currently in a closed beta. Path of Exile has 6 classes and is based around 3 attributes: Strength, Intelligence and Dexterity. These 6 classes are the Marauder, Ranger, Witch, Duelist, Templar and Shadow. 3 of these, Marauder, Ranger and Witch, are 1 attribute classes, meaning they started with extra attribute points corresponding with their alignment, while the Duelist, Templar and Shadow are hybrid classes that started with fewer extra points for 2 alignments each. In addition to this, each class begins on a different location in the so-called passive skill tree, and all of them end up washing ashore on the continent of Raid class, where they'll have to make their way through armies of undead, scheming bandits, many more mysterious dangers, and sometimes even each other. Now this is really where Path of Exile starts separating itself from the mold. The passive skill tree is an enormous web of various skills ranging from simple attribute boosts to poisonous dagger critical attacks or making your summoned minions explode on death. This tree is divided into 3 sections: Strength, Dexterity and Intelligence, and every class begins in a different location closest to their corresponding attributes. If you pick a Witch, you will start in the northern section of the tree, surrounded by mostly intelligence-based passives. If you pick a Duelist, you will begin on the border of Dexterity and Strength sections. This is one of the more important parts of picking a class. Although, say, you can pick a Marauder and make your way into the intelligence part of the tree, it may not be the most practical choice. This tree gives you quite a bit of freedom when designing your class and is certainly not something to take lightly. Now you may wonder, if the skill tree is just for passive abilities, then how am I gonna get those fancy abilities that make my enemies blow up? Active skills such as fireballs, a giant leap, or poisonous arrows are gained by equipping specific skill gems into your items. Skill gems are either randomly dropped by enemies, or rewarded to you, depending on your class, from certain quests. Each of these skill gems has a specific color: red for strength, blue for intelligence, and green for dexterity, and require an item with a similar socket. Once you equip these skill gems, you will gain that specific ability, and as you make your way across the world murdering your rivals in your wake, they too will gain experience and level up. You can then, providing you meet the level or attribute requirement, level them up, making them more powerful. Again, there are no restrictions here, and although it may not be as easy to get every skill gem on every class, you can equip all of them, and maybe your only hindrance is that you need the correct amount of attribute points to level them up. In short, Path of Exile is a game with a lot to offer that definitely deserves a spot among the better action RPGs out there. If you're looking for a dark fantasy, free-to-play, online RPG with a gritty and realistic style to it, where worlds are randomly generated and classes are not as clearly defined, then Path of Exile is something you have to check out.
Attention, prisoners! For your crimes against Ariath, you have been exiled to the forsaken continent of Rayclast. The Magisters of Ariath are merciful and have granted all exiles one weapon. Choose wisely. Ariath has bestowed a gift upon you, a chance to redeem your crimes, a new life. Do not squander it.